So you're probably asking yourself, what the hell is Luthiers Block? And if you are asking yourself that, then you should be happy. It's very similar to writer's block or any other creative endeavor where you lose the muses. Now, if you're making copies of instruments, or even if you're doing copy, only you're a copyist and you're only doing copyists, the amount of concentration and the amount of mental focus and energy that lutherie takes on you can be really demanding. And if you're like me, I used to work 14-hour days around 6 days a week. Sometimes just 7 days a week, 14-hour days, period. And the reason for that is because it's not work. You know, it's a passion. So, yeah, I mean, when you're running full steam like that for months, you just can't do it. So then what would happen is I would just like go for like a month, like work every day for a month, 14 hours, like, because it's fun, you know, like you don't want to stop. You're addicted. But then when you do this for like over 20 years, then what happens is your brain just shuts down, you know, and you get Luthiers Block, you know, or writer's block, or whatever, you know. So I guess the point I am making is to branch out and do something else, not just when you're blocked, but take a break and do something else that's completely different from violin making. So in my case, it's going to be wood block printing, which is what I'm doing now. And I also would recommend drawing, like pencil drawing, because it increases the sort of your ability to have hand-eye coordination, and by doing real life drawing, like figure studies or that sort of thing, it will actually make your violin making better, believe it or not, if you just stop and draw and do something else. Just take a day or 2 days or even 3 days and not saying do a woodblock print, but do something else. Just stop. Because violin making can be addictive. And I've spoken to a lot of luthiers about this very topic, about Luthiers Block, what causes it, you know, like, why can't we work, you know, and it's like writer's block. Every writer is different. Some writers sit at a typewriter no matter what, even if they don't feel like it. I can't do that. I just cannot do it. I'm sorry. I have to be inspired. And the danger of working when you're not inspired is that you will screw it up. You will screw up the violin. I promise you, you will. You may get away with it here and there, you know, but eventually you're going to screw up a fiddle. So, yeah, I want to recommend a book also, which is Drawing, I think it's called Drawing from the Right Side of the Brain by Betty, I can't remember her last name. She is great. Anyway, I'll put a picture up here of the cover and you can Google it. Anyway, this book, Drawing from the Right Side of the Brain, changed my life. I know I'm not a great artist, you know, as far as painting, and these are just done for my own, like what I'm doing now is for my own sanity. Because it's winter in Galicia, and it can rain for like 60 days in a row, and you get to the point where you can't even keep track of how long it's rained. You just expect it. It's like, oh, well, it's raining every day. Well, you know. I think there's a lot of cool, say, expressions in Galician about this. But back to Betty. She has all of these, like, really good, seemingly, like, incredibly tedious exercises on drawing. And I recommend doing them all, because being able to draw really well, and I can't, as you can see, I can draw naked women really well. I've seen one or two before naked. But anyway, her exercises are will help you see something, you know, really seeing what something is and drawing it for what it is, as opposed to your left side of your brain, which is right and which is left. So buy that book and do some drawings. But it doesn't have to be drawing. You could do anything. I played saxophone when I was, how old was I? I don't know. When I was a kid. And I was a cool band geek, you know? So I was thinking recently of buying a tenor sax and getting back into it. And the point is just something that's not violin making. Do it. Play sax, write poetry, do figure drawings. It doesn't matter. Just do something as a break. And it will feed the actual, I'm going to put some red in her hair. Hold on a second. She was a redhead. Yeah, it will actually feed your violin making will improve, because there are different neurons firing in your brain that haven't been used for 14-hour days, you know. Another way to do it is to work in batches. Like, you know, I think I'm working on, I don't even know. I really have no business doing this right now. I'm behind on my commissions, like, you know, there's no excuse. But this will actually make, when I do work, like later tonight or tomorrow, I'll do a better job. You know, hold on, I need to focus for a second. Because this is just really rewarding, you know, what I'm doing now. I mean, this is my other drug of choice, is making woodblock prints. And of course, I know that I'm never going to be Hokusai, my hero, or I couldn't even approach the level of skill that the Japanese have taken it to in the 19th century. But like I say, this is just for me, you know? And I like doing, this is be a big print. It's actually going to be bigger than this. It goes way off. Anyway, I'm about to print this, and you get to see. Aren't you happy? Hold on a second. I'm just making sure that the waves are wet. The water down here is nice and wet. And then I'm going to print it. What was I going to say? Yeah, the first time I did one of these, and I was carving a woman with an octopus wrapped around her leg, and as I was carving the sort of, you know, woman parts, I had this feeling of like, oh my God, this is the best job in the world, you know, like I'm most happiest when carving, you know. Anyway, let's print this. I'll double check it. Oh yeah, we put some red in the top, so. Okay. Stephanie Grappelli improves. All right, I got a big ass piece of paper. I got a big ass piece of paper. Okay, let's do this. Actually, since it's a big ass piece of paper. What's rule number one when you're working with color? Close your containers and get all the things you don't need out of the way. Because what could happen? I could ruin my print of my naked lady. I wouldn't want that. Alright. Wait, her lips are looking a little dry. Okay, so her whole head is just going to be reddish. All right, let's go. Oh, and another thing, woodblock printing gives you exercise. Actually, I'm going to start with her face because I have oil at the bottom. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I have oil at the bottom, oil-based pigments on the waves, and I have water-based pigments on her body. So, you know what I forgot to do? Which is an old Japanese trick, is to slightly moisten the block right before you print. And can you see her face is actually coming out? I shouldn't have been talking so much. Anyway, be patient. This may be really cool and it may be really terrible. We'll see. But yeah, this is a workout. Actually, there's special tools that you can buy for this. But I like my hand, the palm of my hand. This is not a video tutorial about woodblock printing because I am in no position to give tutorials on this. But, okay, so as an example, this morning I woke up and I did 4 hours of luthiery, and I went out and took a walk, and when I went shopping, and when I got back, the muse was just gone. I'm like, where did she go? Come back, baby. I love you. You know? She's like, no, I'm going. Bye. So I was like, all right, let's just change gears and do some printing, and maybe she'll come back, you know? And if she doesn't, screw her. I guess don't beat yourself up, you know? That's one thing I tell my students, apprentices, if something's not going right, don't beat yourself up, you know? Nothing's perfect. You're not perfect. Santa Claus is not perfect. Jesus wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. You heard? You heard me? All right, so there's her butt. Where is her leg? Okay, now where is it? Somewhere around here. There's a leg. It should be right here, right? What I'm talking about is I want to be able to clearly see all of these lines and make sure that the ink is going in there because I forgot to moisten the block. There's an arm, there's a boob. There's a boob, there's an arm. I got her shoulder, her face looks great. We're gonna see this. There's her belly. There should be a line where her belly is though. There it is, yeah. And there's the coochie. I think, yeah, okay. Yeah, this line is very faint right here. It's got me worried. Okay, I'm almost done. Woo! This may be amazing and it may suck. That's the thing, every time you print it's different. It's endlessly exciting to me. In fact, in my old age, I may try to do less instruments and more art, but let's face it, art just doesn't pay, right? Of course, I have friends who are completely making a living off their artwork, 100%, and doing well, like really well, you know? Like buying houses and buying cars and, you know, they're not eating cans of beans, but the thing about art is that you may see this print that I'm about to do and think, oh wow, I really want that. But with a violin, it's different. You have to have a violin. A musician has to have a violin. It's a tool. Without it, they cannot express themselves, and therefore they would die. All right, I'm missing the line of the waves right here. Where is it? All right. I think we're just gonna see it. Ready? Are you ready? Whew, that's a workout. Oh yeah, she's cool. I should have did more red though. Wow, I should have done more red. You see the surface is like, it's too dark. Huh. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, frankly. Let's see it. I hate to cover up Stephanie. Sorry, Steph. It's kind of cool. So you see I did this crazy patina on the back, and I think it's a little too intense, the patina. But there she is. She's a nude lady for your viewing pleasure. Hopefully YouTube won't get angry. I mean, can you show art? Anyway, I ended up doing a bunch of painting. Yeah, I mean, I'll just, they're not, I usually paint anyway. I do a lot of painting. It still looks pretty cool. It's just she needs to be a different color than the actual patina in the background, so. But the blue is sweet. I love that. Anyway, that's my lesson for today, and hopefully you will get the book by Betty, something. And wow, the water's amazing. That just looks so cool. Can we get a close-up of the water? She's savable, you know? Oh, don't look at that part. The water looks amazing. Look at that. That is so cool. Yeah, so right now before it dries, I actually need to print the wave part here on the bottom. On this part here, so well, I may not be happy with her, but I just printed the other side, and the water just looks so cool. Wow. This is a technique that I invented with the little brown spots, and you will never guess what it is, but I'm really happy with the water. Really, really happy. Yeah, so there's another one. The water here is not so good. Wow, okay, so that's inspiring me to do some violin making or not.